Have you ever noticed how often we say things like, I just don't feel motivated today? As if motivation is something we are supposed to have. And if we don't, something is wrong with us. But what if motivation was never meant to carry us? What if real growth begins when we learn how to show up without motivation? With steadiness, self trust, inner strength, and kindness. Because the people who grow the most aren't the ones who feel motivated all the time. They are the ones who learn how to move forward anyway. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Motivation has become one of the most misunderstood ideas in education and life. We talk about it like it's a personal resource. You have it or you don't. You are motivated or you are lazy. You feel inspired or you are failing. But motivation is not stable. It is going up and down. It depends on mood, energy, sleep, stress, safety, connection. And yet we build so many expectations, especially for children, on something so fragile. When a child doesn't start, doesn't finish, doesn't engage, we often think they don't want it enough. But very often, the truth is much simpler. They don't yet know how to keep going. They haven't learned how fragile motivation is, or what actually helps to move forward when it fades. And here is something we rarely say out loud. Most growth doesn't happen on motivated days. It happens on ordinary days, tired days, confusing days, days where effort feels heavy. And when children or students don't keep going on those days, most adults don't respond from a place of bad intention. They respond from concern, from responsibility, from wanting to help. Many of us grew up believing that motivation was the engine behind progress. So when it fades, we try to bring it back with encouragement, with reminders, with pushing. Sometimes with pressure. Not because we don't care, but because we don't know another language yet. Adults often say things like, come on, you can do this. Just try harder. You just need to want it more. And beneath those words is usually something tender. I believe in you. I don't want you to give up. I know you are capable. But motivation is fragile. It rises and falls. It's shaped by emotions, stress, safety, and self-trust. So when motivation disappears, it doesn't mean something is wrong with the child. And it doesn't mean something is wrong with the adult. It means no one was ever shown what carry us after motivation fades. And that misunderstanding gets passed on. Not because people don't care, but because they were never taught another way. So if motivation isn't reliable, what helps instead? Not pressure, not punishing, not constant external encouragement. What actually helps is something more foundational and internal. It's building discipline, not as control, but as consistency. To get started, it helps to know that discipline can be built with tiny daily steps that are repeated consistently, small habits that signal progress and presence, and moments that quietly say you are appreciated even if you are struggling. For example, a brief check-in each morning, even just a few words, "I'm here with you." Or, for example, a small personal goal repeated each day, like journaling or meditation, a short workout, or even simple things like making the bed. Showing that effort matters even when motivation wavers. It's about learning to create routines and habits that stick. And for a child, discipline at its best means being supported by adults with compassion. You don't have to feel ready to be supported, or you don't have to feel motivated to be welcome, or we get through this together. And that kind of steadiness teaches something motivation never could: how to keep going kindly, one small step at a time. And this is where it becomes personal, because many of us grow up believing I should feel motivated, or I should want this more, or I should be better at pushing myself. So when motivation fades, we judge ourselves. We disconnect, we wait. But what if the real question isn't, why don't I feel motivated? What if the question is more, what helps me to move gently forward when I don't? Children learn this not from words. That is really important, but from watching us live it. So young people don't need adults who are always inspired. They need adults who are consistent, present, human. Adults who show, I don't feel like it, and I will still show up. Some days are heavy, and they still count. And you don't lose worth when effort feels hard. That's not motivation, that's modeling. And it teaches something far more sustainable: trust. When children don't have to wait for motivation, they stop making feelings the gatekeeper of action. They learn, I can start imperfectly. I can continue gently. And I don't have to feel amazing to keep going. That's how resilience grows. Quietly, repeatedly, without pressure. So, as we close today's episode, I want to leave you with this reflection. Where in your life have you been waiting to feel motivated, instead of being gentle with yourself and showing up anyway? And where might a young person around you need compassion and understanding about motivation to build consistency? Because motivation comes and goes, but what stays, what truly carries people forward, is knowing that someone believes in them, even on the days they don't believe in themselves. And when we want our kids and students to win in life, we must show them how. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Soul Time. I'm very grateful because you have given me the greatest treasure of your life, your time. If you enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time a new episode is out.